live. It worked. Okay. We are live over here on TikTok and on YouTube. Welcome to our Monday night vocal energy sound healing where we illuminate, we align, we do subconscious programming, we step into emotional IQ work, we activate our voice. So let's just set the intention here. The first thing is like, what would it take? What would it take to be of service and to be of impact to about 50 people tonight? So 50 people on the lives. So what would it take? And so whenever we are doing alignment work, it's important just to be the feeling of what it feels like to actually be doing that. So if I was being of service to 50 people, if I was talking to 50 people right now, what would that feel like? It'd feel like how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling good to be here. I feel like I have something to offer. I'm excited to connect with some people. And yeah, so let's connect with 50 people today. I have 0 on YouTube and we have 1 over on TikTok. But the present moment does not create the future. So, the future of this live here tonight. Hi, John. Wait, is that my brother? I don't know if that's my brother, John. I can't tell. We have Grace and Lamuse. So let's just tune in. Let's just do an intention. So we intend today to illuminate our hearts, illuminate that spiritual center of ourselves so that we walk from our source soul self, that in our free will that we live through the free will of the wholeness and love that we are. And we intend that tonight we clear up some of that tension that stands in the way of us being that spiritual center, being that wholeness, being that love light that we are. And so may that be so. Amen. Aho. And let's get started. We have Sarah from Canada. Hi there, Sarah. I'm so glad you're here with us. Welcome. Looks like we have some new folks here. I've been on TikTok now for several years and just kind of shining my light, shining my light to with sound healing so that we can create a collective resonant field of love on the planet, and also supporting people to learn how to activate their own voice. Because from my experience, your our voices are a superpower, and the superpower is shut down throughout the years, right? It's quieted. The throat chakra shut down, or we have fear in the root chakra for from expressing ourselves, right? Or from expressing ourselves. So when I'm talking about vocal energy healing, I'm talking about being sung by the energies that help process your wounding, your trauma, your subconscious, your thoughts that don't feel good. And learning to receive. So when I'm singing, helping people learn to receive. But when I teach people to use their own voice, you activate and you let yourself be sung by the wounding, right? To process it, be sung by love to raise your vibration. So there's lots of things you can do with the voice. And that's what we're here for tonight, vocal energy sound healing, which I like to call the metaphysical voice. And so, oh, I've got someone over here on YouTube. Hello, hello. Is that Katya or Saprita? So I love starting with this little chime. This chime is called a Koshi chime. Hi, Pia. How are you tonight, girl? Namaste. Namaste, namaste. So this little chime is called a Koshi chime, and just let it bring back the innocence, that energy, that frequency of innocence. Yeah. So if you guys don't know Pia, go follow her. You will be so enlivened by her content. I'm well. I'm well. My son had his prom, senior prom on Sunday, and him and his girlfriend went. They had an amazing time. That was so, so sweet. I had several gigs and they worked out good, except my allergies kind of got in the way a little bit. Um, but I kind of just have to brush that off. It wasn't perfect. Let's speak about perfect tonight, huh? Perfection, right? How sweet. My son's prom is going up next. Oh, good. Yeah, the East Coast does it a little later. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hey, TikTok, what's going on? I mean, YouTube. We've got some YouTube people over here. Um, so guys, the way Monday night works is I do like mini sound baths but it's really about interacting with you and being of support to you. So right now, just taking in the chimes, coming back to that space of innocence in our psyche. Hello! Thank you so much for that heart. Yeah, the more hearts you give and comments you give in the comments, the more we get into the For You page and the algorithm starts offering it to other people. So sometimes we have to wait a little while. Um, so thank you for all your shares and your likes and your thank you so much. So I'd like to know right now is that where are you? Let's take a scale here. I adore what you do here. Well, thank you, Dreamwalker. I adore that your presence is here. We're doing this together. Michigan. Okay. All right. So we have someone from Colorado, which is me. We have Pia in New Jersey, and we have Dreamwalker in Michigan, and we have Sarah in Canada. So we are all over that globe, all over the Northern Hemisphere. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So YouTube people, where are you? All right, guys. Well, how can I support you tonight? How can I be of service with my voice, um, with the healing frequencies that come through, um, with the spiritual life coaching? What could you use right now? So, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being peaceful and 10 being revved up and not peaceful, where are you on that scale right now? Are you a 1 just neutral and at peace, and 10 feeling anxious and so 10 would be along the lines of suffering, right? So where is anyone in a state of suffering at all? And is anyone in a state of peace? And is someone kind of in between that? About a 5, Sarah. Thank you. 1 earlier. Okay. Earlier, you were a 5, right in the middle. Okay, we're in a 5. We have a few 5s here, which is good. We're right in the middle, so nothing too far where it could feel like overwhelming and might feel like it can't shift. But Pia found your way to a 1. Beautiful. So it's always nice to know when we are a 5 or an 8 or a 10, what tools do we have? What processes do we have? What do we have to bring us back down the scale? So, what was in your toolkit, Pia, that brought you down to a 1? Or was it just you left the atmosphere of something stressful? So, think about that. Does leaving the atmosphere of something stressful, like the environment of something stressful, bring that scale back down to a 1? Right. And if so, that's an interesting thing to know about ourselves. We want to see the patterns. Do we lose our center whenever do we lose our peace and our center when we head out and we're around people, right? So Let me know. So let me know in the comments who loses their peaceful center once they go once they leave their home. And once they come back to their home, they feel at peace again. This is a really important pattern to notice, and I want to give you guys a little information on that if that's the case. But I think it's a common thing, so we'll talk about it anyway if I'm not getting any. I became aware of my trigger. My tool was having touch. Ah, nice. Breath work. Yeah. Wait, breath work and touch. Tool is having touch and breath work. Your home. Okay. I lose my peaceful center when my PTSD is triggered by family members. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So super important to know what triggers us, right? Let me see here. Oopsie. Sometimes going out in public is overstimulating. Yes, home is my sanctuary. I find it difficult to. So this is the thing, guys. Sometimes we are picking up energies from other people. We're kind of like a sponge. There's a few things I want to talk about. I I veil my crown and it helps, but still can be too much. And so here's a little something I learned along my consciousness journey, and it's called energy flows. So cool. Energy flows are really a powerful thing. I'm going to actually post it over on Instagram um, either tomorrow or the next day. But the idea is that when energy comes at us, right? When we're in family or we're just outside in our whatever trigger, um, the energy comes at us and it kind of sticks on us, right? What if we flowed the energy differently? What if we knew that we could take the energy and flow it through, right? Or we could flow energy from the universe through us and at someone. A lot of times we don't feel good because we're resisting. We put up a block and it's coming and it's a lot of energy to put up a block and then it's coming and hitting the or the energy comes in and sticks us and we feel exhausted. We feel whatever that other person's feeling or it's just a stacking of energy that makes us tired. So here's something you can do. Just manage the energy flows. So if someone feels like they're sucking energy, right? It's just like, oh my God, this is exhausting. Just flow it to them rather than resisting them. Just flow the energy to them, right? And if someone is, let's see, so if someone's trying to take energy, like they just need your energy, flow it to them. Now, if someone is flowing a lot of energy to you, right, then you pull it, and you pull it through you. So resisting is going to create um, exhaustion for you. But so is holding the energy too. So we got to keep the energy flowing. So wherever you feel like, so if you feel like someone's an energy vampire, right? And they're sucking energy for it, just flow. Here, have it. Because we are infinite beings with infinite energy. So just take universal energy and flow it to them. Okay. We did this as an experiment in my training class once, and we did it with partners, and it's amazing how it's very effective. So again, with energy vampires, you're going to send them energy because you have infinite universal energy flowing through you as you, okay? And then if someone is like just vomiting energy on you, right? You would just pull that right through and out into the universe. Okay? So a lot of times when we're feeling tired or feeling like our peace is taken away, we just we have to learn how to flow energy and become a dominant resonance. So this is a really important piece I work with in my program, my 9-week program. It's on the part that's align, the alignment part, the second step, because if you are aligned and you know how to become the dominant resonance in your life, meaning you consistently know how to stabilize your vibration, then you're not going to be at the effect and the whim of everybody's emotional energy and energy pulls, right? Let's see, do you just imagine it when the flow is happening? Start to imagine it first, right? Imagine like first you have to buy into the idea that your reality, that everything's vibration, right? Everything's energy. And you would feel everything energy around you and you would flow it and you just like imagine it flowing through and to them. I was able to have control and remove myself, but after, yes, I cried to release. Awesome. I'm glad you had that release, Pia. Um, awesome. Yeah, let those tears flow or let that voice flow, right? Whichever. So yeah, imagine that first, or imagine like if you feel the vampire, just give them the energy. Just imagine it and intend it. So the intended, so the voice can kind of help us with this energy flow idea, right? So if you come into the Om, so let's just Om together and let it bring you to the I am frequency. Okay. So just Om a few times with me. Om, and just intend I am energy. Om. 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 So, have you noticed that it gets a little bit more peaceful with that intention and that sound? And then you start noticing that, like, that Om is universal energy. And then you get to intend where that universal energy is going to them, to you, whichever. We never want to have it stuck, or we never want to have a like a barrier up. A lot of people teach protection. A lot of people teach barriers and protections and put your roses up and all that kind of stuff. Um, and that can be helpful if you are feeling vulnerable and you're feeling like you're having a hard day. But honestly, I really like to not teach protection as much as teaching vibrational set point and alignment. Because when you can manage your energy and your natural set point of vibrational alignment, like illumination, that is your protection, but it also keeps you also receiving life, receiving the vibrational match of it. So when we have barriers and protection and walls up, we stop receiving. It's harder to have that flow in life. And we all want to receive, right? Like we want to receive energy, we want to receive finances, we want to receive job offers, we want to receive relationships, right? And so if we put too many walls up and protection up, it gets in the way of our receiving. So yeah, Pia, you agreed. Yeah. So it's really learning how to stabilize our natural high vibration, which is um, wholeness, peace, love. Like that's our natural state of being. And it doesn't mean that you can't have emotions. It just means that um, you want your emotion, you want to feel them and acknowledge them, but you want them to be like an alarm system that says, "Oh, I've made something more important than love and peace," right? I've made something more important than that. Um, I've gotten in my head, I've gotten into my subconscious and made these little like ego beliefs and fears and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the stuff that creates emotions. But and emotions are fine because one of the emotions is happiness, right? It's fun to be happy. But eventually happiness drops down. So that's why today I posted something when we have this line of neutrality of I like to call it contented joy, right? It's not ecstasy and woohoo happiness. It's contented joy. It's just like this. Everything feels wonderful. It's just everything's just fine, right? It's just a lovely space of being. But when we go up or below it, like it just shows us we're attaching to something. or attaching to something happening a certain way. And when we attach to something happening a certain way, we go up into happiness or we go down into despair or anger. We have this attachment pattern. And so if we can start to see our attachment patterns and unravel the subconscious, when all of that starts happening, we are able to come to that neutrality. And so let's come to some neutrality tonight, that contented joy that just feels so good. I don't know. I think it feels so good, that contented joy. I recently did my soul energy blueprint. Ooh, interesting. And that has helped me understand. That is really cool. That's really cool. So, Pia, what does a soul energy blueprint entail? Is that from a medium? A medium does that, like read your soul imprint, or so soul imprint. So knowing your soul calling. This is something I help people with. Um, you can get clarity with that with just your voice. You know, I mean, it's very nice if you do have a person that is a medium or a psychic and they can get clear information for you, but you have that information in you and within you and as you. And if you learn to use your voice to listen deeper, um, there's a quickening and there's a real clear voice that your soul offers you. Um, So it is important to listen in to the soul. Find support with finding your soul blueprint. Um, yeah. Okay. So let's do a little sounding. Let's do a little sounding. I've been chatting a lot. All right, guys. So put your intentions in there. Let's sing our intentions. This is always a fun little live activity. So I'll start singing your intentions. So think of the patterns you're facing, the triggers you're facing. And oh, interesting. We have the info within and it matched with my astrology. Oh, very cool. I love when it all matches up, you know what I mean, Pia? All right, guys. So if we're talking about our triggers, we're talking about our patterns, certain energy flows, we have certain awareness that's come up here. Start to let me know what that awareness of knowing those patterns helps you see what you really want to be and do and live. So put those intentions in the comments now, and we're just going to sing them, and then I'll go into some vocal energy healing. All right, let's light up the comments. Light it up, light it up. What is your intention? What are you growing to? What do you want to illuminate? Hello, hello. Here we go, here we go. All right, well, let's see. Heal my throat chakra. You got it, NH. You got it. I'm gonna heal my throat chakra. Healing the throat chakra. Healing the throat chakra. Healing the throat chakra. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, so the note for the vowel tone, what do I say? The vowel for the throat chakra is E. And it really breaks up energy. The sound of E is actually an odd harmonic and can really break up energy. So let's do a little bit of E-ing. Heal that throat chakra. E. All my dogs' names are an E. Oh, you feel it working. All right, keep toning E. Okay, to move with purpose, courage, and soul-driven momentum. That is a great intention. That's a long one to sing, Pia. I've got a little song here. Let's see. I will move with a purpose. I will move with courage. I am soul-driven in momentum. I move with purpose. I move with courage. I am soul-driven in momentum. I move with purpose. I move with courage. I am soul-driven in momentum. All right, who else wants me to sing their intention? Away, 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 away. Awesome, Pia. Away, 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 away. So we are feeling into the contrast of our triggers and our patterns. And from there, we're realizing that they're showing us something. They're showing us how we really want to live, what we want to be centered in. That's the intention I want you to put in the comments right now. So put that comment of your intention and I'll sing it for you. Make you a little affirmation chant. Oh, hey, 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 oh, hey. We got 7 people on here. If you wouldn't mind sharing it with 10 of your friends on here, let's get this show on the road here on TikTok. We got 4 people over here on YouTube. That's kind of a good number over there. But 5 on TikTok. Where is everybody? Ooh, hey, oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, oh, yeah. Hey, oh, yeah, yeah. So this is vocal energy healing. Listening to this, the frequencies and the voice. I'm a Reiki master and sound healer, so healing tones. Receive the healing tones that are talking to your soul, my soul talking to your soul through the frequencies. But also, see if you feel moved to use your voice like this as well. May everyone find their purpose in life and live as their authentic selves. I love that. Okay, I gotta sing this one. We got another long one over here, Pia. May everyone find their purpose and live their authentic self. May everyone find their purpose and live their authentic self. May everyone find their purpose and live their authentic self. May everyone find their purpose and live their authentic self. May everyone find their purpose and live as their authentic self. Oh, 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 Thank you, NB. Who is it N8? Oh gosh, I need my glasses. I can't see that. Is it N8? I think it's N8. Thank you very much. Good evening, Annie. Great to have you here. Oh, wow, that had you in tears. Oh, what beautiful release. All right, guys, we're going to work on some empowerment. This is my e-bowl. Spring feels like a good time for really tapping into our personal power, like that empowerment, right? Would you agree? Springtime, empowerment, transformation. So if any of you guys are interested in like a training, healing, transformation program, activating your voice, subconscious reprogramming, learning how to step clearly into your purpose and using your voice to be seen and heard in that purpose, I have a program, and it's a 9-week program. But or yeah, 9-week program. But if you're wanting to just get a taste of it, or you just want to have a little bit of it, I have a 75-minute program coming up May 8th, this Thursday night, over on Zoom. You have to register for it. It's over on my bio link. But feel free to join us with that. I'm going to do a really focused sound healing. We're going to go over 4 levels of awakening, and I'm going to tell you my 4 steps to activating your voice, coming into your purpose, and being seen and heard. So if that is interesting to you, or you just want to meet one-on-one and talk about some like what could be blocking you from your purpose and your voice, just sign up for a free discovery call. We have the discovery calls in the descriptions or in my bio link. So feel free to sign up for that free breakthrough call. All right, so this is E. And it's spring empowerment, transformation. Yep, the awakening of spring. So just take this frequency in. It's hard to sing with the bowl with these microphones. So just take this crystal bowl in for a little bit. So where are you feeling that? So traditionally, this E node is usually for the solar plexus. Solar plexus. Yeah, okay. You are right on target there. So I'm going to play it again. Let's see. Running up my spine from mid to top. Ooh, how wonderful. Juju, thanks for the follow. That's wonderful. All right, let's do it again. And notice again if you're experiencing it in the same spot or if it's shifting around. So N8, what same spot? What was the spot for you over on YouTube there? So yeah, it's just nice to, you got the solar plexus too. Okay, good. Yeah. So thanks for the follow. Um, so crystal bowls can be really good for their specific chakras, like you're seeing with the solar plexus. But they're also very good for the brain waves. So the oscillation, which means the little rhythm that it vibrates at, um, helps to slow the brainwave down and even into the delta brainwave. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean the whole brain goes into delta, parts of it, right? Um, and that's helpful because slowing the brainwave down from beta and is helpful. So even if it slows down to alpha, it's very helpful because that's a place of alert creativity where we learn with more ease, right? It's the brainwave that you would use to bring ADHD clients into a more focused way of learning. A lot of times, if we are in high beta brainwaves, we can't focus, right? That's what the ADHD is. So bringing that down to a lower alpha is helpful. And then below that is the theta brainwaves. And that's where we have this really wonderful this is where imagination and creativity is, but it's also where our subconscious is. So if we can lower the brain into theta, then we can get into subconscious reprogramming more effectively. So the bowl helps us to start slowing down those brain waves. So I'm going to play it one more time and just really do the work here, feeling yourself, feeling more and more empowered in the solar plexus, and then noticing your resistance to your own empowerment, right? Following this awareness of like, I'm resisting being powerful. I'm resisting my own empowerment. What is that? We want to ask, whose is it? How old am I being? When was this? So this is all the kind of stuff that I do in my spiritual coaching because it's real important to acknowledge before we process. And it's also processes way easier if we acknowledge, right? So, hey, G, how are you? All right, so this is for that solar plexus again. So get into that sensing mode and then notice if there's any resistance. Sparkle modality. Good to see you. You're welcome over there on YouTube. You're welcome. All right. Did anyone become aware of Any resistance to their own empowerment? So, no, but that felt good. All right, sparkle modality. So, this is the thing, guys. I want you to feel good. I want to play the bowl for you. I want to sing. I want to play the drum. But I kind of have a different approach because with sound healing and yoga or things that just kind of make us feel super good and high. It's fun to get high, right? But getting high without intention and out without awareness and acknowledging where we are, what's going on. Um, it's great to calm the nervous system for sure. But I like to go deeper into the processing and reprogramming. And I love that sound therapy helps us to calm the nervous system, the brain waves just enough so that we can keep processing. Because to do the real transformational work, we have to do more than just getting high on sound. So that's why I combine the spiritual life coaching and the metaphysical work and the consciousness work because it's in my belief that yeah, that we have to embody the new frequencies that we're playing at to sustain and stabilize there. Let's see. Radiated in a lovely way. Wonderful. You felt tingling in your ankle that I'm having surgery soon on. Oh, interesting. Yeah, makes sense. Good. That's very interesting. That's fun. So someone felt the tingle in the ankle that you're getting surgery on. Hmm. Why are you getting surgery on it? Just kind of interested about this. Well, sound healing after your surgery, you could sound healing could really help enhance the healing process, especially the tuning forks, guys. So I have these tuning forks. They're from Enzo Sensory. They're called the Resonance Tuning Fork Kit. I actually have a video um, on the Resonance Tuning Forks kit, but this is super cool. Tuning forks can really help you heal faster. So the Resonance Tuning Fork Kit, it comes in this really cool pouch and it comes with this little activator. But the reason I'm telling you this is because this auto frequency, it's 128 hertz. It's really good for soft tissue and like tendons and ligaments and muscles to heal. And I know the ankle's full of like tendons, right? And ligaments. So, and they're the hardest things to heal, those ligaments and tendons. So, extra bone that is tearing up my tendon. Ouch! Total ankle reconstruction. Whoa. Okay, so definitely come on here and we will give you some extra love and healing, but also this. That yeah, this is 128. Okay. This is called a weighted tuning fork, okay? These little baubles are the weights, okay? And the weighted ones, you put it on the body and the weights help the vibration sustain longer and it goes through the body. You could feel that. So yeah, put your ankle up to the put your ankle to the speaker. And what we would do is you would want to put it on the ankle. So yeah. So yeah, this would be a really good investment for you to it could really help your healing process with your ankle. Yeah. So I hope you were born with an extra bone. How interesting. Wow. That is so interesting. Huh. All right, guys. So 128 hertz, super good for muscles and tendons and ligaments. And are they doing do they have to break the bone or anything like that? Because the bone, you would wanna get a frequency of 22 or 44 hertz because that can heal bones. Or if you have a cat, this is really cool. A cat's purr is actually, the frequency of, like, 22 hertz or 44 hertz, depending if you octavize it. Um, but the cat's purr if y is heals bones. So sit with your cat if you have a broken bone. I love how that feels when it is close to the speaker. Ooh, I'll do more then. And on YouTube, can you hear this? Okay, so 44 hertz and 22 hertz. If you can get, I wonder if you can, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get tuning forks in any frequency. So, um, but it's such a low frequency. Yeah. So try 44 hertz. Um, but yeah, there's frequencies that can heal bones. You might want to listen to those. And sometimes they're so low that they just sound like a rhythm in the back of the music or something. Well, dream walker, we are intending and seeing you coming through your surgery with ease and healing swiftly. Okay, so that's 128 hertz, so it could be valuable to you to get that. And the other thing in the resonance tuning fork kit is the ohm weighted fork. It's 136.1. Okay, and that's very nice too. And then we have the yin, which is 256 hertz, and this is a C. This is a C frequency, really good for the root chakra. And then we have the yang fork, which is 384 hertz. Now, these are non-weighted forks. So what you would do with these is you just kind of do it on the outside of the body like that, like this. This would be good for the throat chakra, N8, right? So you would take it and you would just get some energy moving in there. You're welcome. You're so welcome, Dream Walker. So this is how you would work with the throat chakra, right? Just activate it and just take it. And I'm not touching the throat, right? It's just on the outside. So what you want to do is tune in to whether to go clockwise or counterclockwise. And you'll know, just feel what feels better. Or do both, right? Do both, see which one you want more of. So it's all about just fine tuning your extra sensing. So, yeah. So, here we go. Here's a little throat chakra healing for you. Okay, guys. So, I'm going to do some more singing. I'm going to tap the drum like 100 and I'm going to tap the drum like 150 beats per minute. That's gonna get us toward the theta brain waves. And anything that as you get go closer into subconscious, what do you want to acknowledge? Oh, thank you. What do you want to acknowledge? What do you want to process? Okay. What feels like it's been sabotaging you a lot, like that old program, that old script, right? What energy are you willing and to acknowledge and release to come back to your authentic self, which is just wholeness, love, peace. Okay, here we go. Just pause a minute. Hi there, Funabolic. So notice what happened with that sound and body and the meridians and the chakras and your emotions and your spirit and your soul and your mind. And then notice if there's a little bit more clarity about something. Maybe there's some guidance or awareness that just came up. It's always there. We have the guidance, we have the knowing. And what I love about the voice is that it helps us to remove the distraction so we can hear it. So if anyone has an aha, feel free to share it. We're getting the big moon drum out. How we doing? How you doing over there on YouTube? Excuse me, guys. All right, so we've got the moon drum out. We've got some lower tones here we're going to work with. So, a lot of times we are at the precipice of a transition, whether it's transitioning into adulthood, right? From teens to 20s, or at 30s, around 30 when we're in the solar, what is it called? It's a solar return. What's it called though? Solar return. Um, or if we're changing roles, right? You're coming into being a parent, or if you are at the precipice of midlife awakening, Saturn return. Thank you. Gotcha's here. So yeah, your Saturn return, or if you're becoming a parent, or if you're in midlife and you're shifting out of parental roles and into being of service to the world, right? That midlife awakening. Or perhaps you are coming into a deeper stillness in your older years, that deeper stillness, really integrating your life. So wherever we are, there is a time of, there's a cocooning, and then there's a blossoming, and a cocooning and a blossoming. And it's nice to recognize what phase we're in, because it just keeps cocooning and blossoming. And I just want to say, I said this to one of my someone on my email list today about that it's oh yeah, the Chiron return at around 50. Yeah, that's a big one too. Yeah, thanks, Katya. It's important to know that the cocoon stage, it's a phase, it's a stage. It's not forever, which I was silly and thought, like, I was going through perimenopause and I was in a big cocooning stage, and realized that is this how I'm going to be? Just staring out into the trees, just not interested in anything, not wanting to be around anyone. And that I realized that it's stages. Sometimes we're integrating, we need that internal quiet time, and sometimes we're blossoming, we need that community and the people around us. So just know that it is cyclical, it's a phase, and know which one you're in and honor it. And then know that it's going to change, and be willing to blossom or cocoon, right? Like, meaning that allow the change, the contraction, the expansion, the contraction, the expansion. So important. We learn from each phase. So I'm gonna do a little sound bath on that we really recognize and acknowledge and honor where we are, and that it's inevitable that we will change and cycle into the next phase. Sometimes I drool my on my drum. Um, just tuning into the wholeness of ourselves, tuning into the peace, tuning into the love that you are. Guys, here's a little reminder that tomorrow morning, 8:15 Mountain Time, 8:45, sorry, 8:45 Mountain Time, we hold the love frequency. So make sure you come back tomorrow morning. But we are that love frequency. Under it all. Under it all. That's what we are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is 8:45 a.m. Mountain Time. So Central Time would be 9:45. Eastern Time 10:45 and Pacific Time 7:45. And that is AM. So we kind of build the energy till the top of the hour. And then we just sing out you can listen or sing with me the frequencies of love for 3 minutes. And so it's a really cool thing in sound therapy school that I learned. When two or more people hold a common frequency, it creates a powerful resonant field. And that is what creates a reality, because resonant fields are realities. So when we talk about the collective energy, the collective human race, that means that there is a collection of energies that are vibrating around the same frequencies that's creating this collective field, right? And so what I like to do is start to create another collective field of love that we can tap into, right? It's building. And because there's in this human condition where we have free will is there's two voices to listen to. That is the voice of the will of God or the will of fear, the will of ego. And so that's where our free will comes in. Are we going to follow the God source self of ourselves, or are we going to follow the voice of the ego, which is really steeped in fear and perhaps the energy of, well, what else is there? And, you know, why and how and fear. And there's a lot of fear in that ego voice. Whereas the voice of our God self, our source self, that's where wholeness is. That's where authentic beingness is. That's where love is. See you tomorrow, Dreamwalker. Awesome, awesome. Be great to have you there. Um, so that's what the collective is. So when I say we are building a collective of love for the human collective, that's what I mean. Because there's this, think of it as a bubble, right? Like a bubble of the human collective, right? And then it's kind of like 3D reality, the 3D collective. Well, over here, a lot of people are intentionally building the 5D reality. And that's what we're doing on Tuesday mornings. That's what we're doing here is we are working with vibration and energy and sound to create a 5D reality that can start to live in and with and influence the 3D reality, right? Um, Really, all the realities are happening at the same time. All the dimensions are happening at the same time, depending on where we are choosing to vibrate from. But if we are in the human 3D realm and we are putting love into a collective field, we are growing a 5D love reality within the human collection. So, yes, Pia. Yes, that's what we're doing. That's Amola. Um, and so that's what feels, for me, that's what feels important to do. And as a sound therapist, we work with vibration. We work with tangible vibration, right? Tangible vibration that you can hear. But we also work with quantum and scalar vibration, which is emotions and thoughts. You're just awesome, and I appreciate you and the work you do. Thank you so much. It takes one to know one. I love you, girl. I wish I could have met you in person when I went back east, but we were too far away. Um, and Annie too. Annie, I had a heart connection is life. Her name's Annie. We had a great conversation a few days ago, or last week, I guess that was already. But yeah, my TikTok friends. Gosh, just love you guys. Hmm. We will one day. I'm on the East Coast a lot. Maybe one day when you're visiting your sister in Bucks County and I'm visiting my brother in Bucks County, we can meet up. That'd be really fun. That'd be so cool. All right, guys. So this is 5:28. Always a pleasure with you, Annie. Talking to you. You were so Annie was so helpful. Guys, Annie is a really powerful medium. She channels and she was so helpful to me the other day as I was going through some family stuff and um we talked about some really important things about family members and just different frequencies of things that we're dealing with. But really follow Heart Connection is Life because and thinking about talking to her because she was really helpful and she has a lot of great channeled support that comes through her. So not too far, about an hour and 20 minutes away. All right. I know we got to make that happen next time. And I might be moving to Portugal in about a year, so we'll see if that's happening. But might be doing that. So let's do it before I move to Portugal. All right. So this tuning fork is 528. This is a solfeggio tone, one of the solfeggio tones. Now, the solfeggio tone comes from frequencies in the Bible. Um, People find that 528 is kind of like, they call it a miracle frequency. And it can help with DNA. It can help with supposedly there's a lot of parts of our DNA that are inactive that or been deactivated, and this can activate them. There's so much more possibility in with these bodies, and that's what a lot of people have found, that there's other parts of the DNA to activate, and this can help that supposedly. This is all hearsay. This is all, I haven't tracked down the science, but there's a lot of people that channel information, or have just experienced it, got visuals. So I think anything is possible. So when I resonate with something that I hear, I'm like, that makes sense to me. So you get to make your own mind up about this, but this is 528 hertz. Hello, mystical creator. Um, and see how it feels, and see if you do it consistently enough, you might notice that um, things start to shift. But the thing is, guys, we are the dreamer of our dream, right? This body, this broadcast, it's all a holographic experience, which means that it's happening in a lot of different dimensions, and we can shift it through our vibration and thoughts. So if you're the dreamer of the dream, you can also just with your thoughts start programming in your DNA to work. You don't necessarily need a frequency. You need just to say, I choose it. But to change something like that, that's so set in the collective, we would have to program it and really be diligent about it, over and over and over and over again, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me know in the comments, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, where are you feeling this? This is that Solfeggio tone, supposed to be the miracle frequency. Helps activate our DNA and bring us into our 5D selves. So and again, nothing can bring you into 5D unless you choose it, unless you are saying, I want to be in my authentic self. So that's an important piece. No tool, oops, your inner ear. Yeah. There has to be part of us that's a buy-in, that believes this, right? A part of you that knows yourself as whole and loving and authentic and peaceful, connected to your source self. Or none of this really works because we have to buy into it a little bit for it to have a transformative effect. That's yeah, a lot of people have said that. Like, you can't, it's hard to go to a Reiki session, or hard to go to it's just tough to go to a modality if you're not believing in it. You know what I mean? So, hello, Henry. Thanks for the follow. How we doing over here on YouTube? Gotcha, you still there? And 8, are you still there? Yes, the buy-in. Because it's like, on some level, we're all creating each other, right? You are creating me to tell you this. I'm creating you to tell this too, right? And so it's like we all have this script, and we all have this way of creating, like, the actors in our lives to show us and tell us things. And but we're all vibrations, be it molecular levels with neutrons, electrons. Yes, Henry, yes, we are all vibration. We are all mostly space, even though that seems hard. This is mostly space, like you're saying. When molecular level, the atoms and the atoms, the electrons, the neutrons, the protons, in between, right? The electrons, the protons, and the neutrons, it's so much space. So that's so interesting to me. So, Henry, do you have more to tell us, teach us about all that? What is your what do you do on the planet here? What are you interested in? We are going to do another Koshi chime. Ooh. So what is, and who knows anything about 0 point? Is that analogous to the I am frequency? Talk to me! Somebody talk to me! Here's a little. I heard it's the point where all resides. So when we're putting positive vibration out and thinking about the butterfly effect, it's all interacting somewhere. Yeah. And that somewhere is right here. So this is a trippy thing to think about. There is no somewhere, there's no there, it's all here. And that's why the butterfly effect works. And that's why you can send, quote, send Reiki. So, and this is where it just gets so unbelievable, but all of this is the now. All of this is the here. There is nothing else. It's just our perception of it. Okay, so 0 point would be the I am, would be the source frequency, the I am nature. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for. It's funny how science has given terms to things that indigenous cultures and energy and psychics and mystics have had different names for, right, for a long time. But now it's called 0 point. And now it's valid because science said it so. I'm not a huge science person. I mean, honestly, it's so funny to me because I have some family members that are super science oriented and just like, okay, science will eventually show it on some level, but these things have been heard of and used and defined for eons, and um, be the reason and the positive. If there's nothing, choose to be optimistic. Be optimistic nihilist. Be the reason and the positive. Yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, yeah, if there is nothing, then what can you be, right? So it's, yeah. But And that's, see, I'm studying the Course in Miracles, and they would have you say, like, this is nothing. This is finite, fleeting. This really is nothing. The truth, it's the dream state. This is the dream state. And our God nature and our source and 0 point is the truth, our authentic nature, and our oneness with all. And so, yeah. But it's important to get this, to have this philosophy, this perspective, because a lot is happening in our perceived minds that we're projecting out into seeing and experiencing in this holographic field, right? And so it's important to know that it's finite and that it is, um, it's all projection. It's a projector of our thoughts. That's kind of an interesting thing, isn't it? It's a projector. If we're seeing something, we are projecting it from our thoughts into a holographic field. It's not the situation we find ourselves, it's how we choose to react to any given situation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, it's interesting. There's this movie, A Beautiful Life, I think it's called, or and it was in Nazi Germany, and this one father was walking around and with his son, and at one point he put his son in a garbage can to hide. And during the whole time, though, they were laughing, they were singing, and and then he said, okay, you go in here. And then he basically walked around the corner, and you heard gunshots, and the dad was killed. And his perspective and his joy up until that moment, like you just saw this being choosing love for his son, and not 1 ounce of like worry or dis-ease, right? um I mean, it is such a touching scene, such a touching movie, but it helps us see that, like, and how, what a gift, right? I know it was just a movie, but like, what a gift to give that child, right, that sense of illumination and not fear or worry or anxiety or hysteria, right? To give that child that illuminate, he just had this experience of his father as illuminated and complete joy. And his father knew he was walking around the corner to leave his son and be killed. Like, you think about that, right? It's just like, can the, and I'm sure the human spirit has done that on some level, on some situation where they wanted to be the essence of illumination and love, even if it was, they knew they were going to die, tomorrow or something. Um, anyway, it's easy to attach ourselves to relationships and things, and how things are going to work out, but that's all finite and fleeting, and all um, it's important to practice, not to detach, and to practice that um, neutrality around it all. Yeah, yeah, radical acceptance. It's so powerful. Yeah, Viktor Frankl. Yeah, I've read. There's a book, I think, that's called Radical Acceptance. Um, Not much activity over on YouTube. I'm here for you guys. Just join the conversation if you want. Um, yeah, radical acceptance, radical forgiveness. So forgiveness in the Course in Miracles is basically radical acceptance. It's just about um, basically acknowledging your feelings from the attachment you have around these special relationships or the triggers that are happening, accepting that, but knowing that's not who you are, accepting the situation, but seeing and forgiving yourself, seeing and remembering the love and the oneness between you, each person. Oh, that's right. He was in Auschwitz. Okay, that's right. Yeah, my husband read that book. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I want to read that book actually. Yeah, that's yeah. Thanks for that reminder, Henry. Appreciate it. Well, guys, we're winding down here. Yeah, I think we have it. I'm going to read it. Thank you, Henry. I'm definitely going to read it. Um, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle is always a good one too. Talks about that pain body and like detaching from the pain body, which is helps us get into that radical acceptance, because it can be a process to get into radical acceptance. We really have to detach from the pain body, which is another word for the ego, right? Yeah, yeah. I love that book. It's like my one of my Bibles. All right, guys. Well, I hope you'll join me tomorrow. This instrument is called a Koshi chime. I don't know if you can see it inside. Looks like that. And there's 4 different tunings. This is aria. Um, you're welcome. Doesn't it sound beautiful? I love this, yeah. And then when you play 2 of them, it's really nice, isn't it? Tashani. Beautiful name. So if anyone's interested in 3 minutes of love, I'll be live here 8:45 a.m. holding the love frequency for the collective at 8:45 a.m. Mountain Time. And also, if you are curious about spiritual life coaching, vocal energy healing, um, for coming into clarity with your personal purpose, activating your voice, sign up for a free discovery call. It's over there on the bio link. Hi Erica, thank you. This hour and a half went so fast. I don't even know where the time went. That's crazy how fast the time went today. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. So as I said earlier today, where do you sign up? It is over on my bio link on my profile. You'll see a little link. If you go there, you scroll down, you'll see free breakthrough call. Yeah. So as I said earlier, I feel like this was like the I don't know, like I don't know. Um, this moment of like sound healing. It's nice to get high. It's nice to calm our nervous system. But I like to add the spiritual life coaching to it because getting high feels good, but it doesn't do the transformational work for you. And so what's wonderful about sound therapy is that it calms the nervous system, gets your brain into the an acceptance of the subconscious reprogramming. So it gets the physical body into a state of receiving the transformation. So but we have to do the intentional work and have to do the processing work. So There's lots of sound baths here on TikTok, and they're wonderful. But it's important to go past getting high and go into true transformation. Thank you for sharing so beautifully. The space you offer is valued. Oh, you're so welcome, Annie. You're so welcome. All right, guys. Well, it is about almost 9 o'clock here, so I'm going to wrap it up and get ready for bed. So, have a wonderful evening. I hope this calmed you so you can have a beautiful night's sleep and dream with your source self. Katja, you're still here. Hi there. Good night. Photobolic, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here. Good night, Enzo Sensory. I sent you a few messages. I tried to do the things that you texted me about, so just take a look at that. All right, a beautiful night. Sweet dreams. So much gratitude for you guys. Sweet dreams. Mwah. Calming the parasympathetic nervous system is always essential, whoever possible. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean, like calming the nervous system. Yeah, the vagal tone happens with listening to the sound, but if you hum and do the voice, the vagal tone activates that parasympathetic. And super important, so because you can't really heal when you're in a triggered state. So awesome. Thanks, Henry. Thanks, Henry, for showing up and sharing with us. Thanks so much. Okay. Bye, guys. All right, Katja and N8. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.